Good morning, everybody. It's your friend Rick. On the morning of 12/13/2016, I'm giving an update that I have some more good news. After a couple of bumps in the road, I had the order to vacate, and they were still taking the money. The child support people was taking the money out of the Social Security disability. So yesterday I was all geared up to go into New York City and call 911. There's a criminal complaint. 20 pages. One thing about me, you guys probably could tell by listening to my videos and stuff, I like to over-explain things. It's just a habit. And it works. Because what you're doing is you're eliminating any doubts. And I found, for me, it worked. Because all the letters I wrote, all the threats I made, all the hornet's nests I stirred up, they finally, paid off for me, because when I finally got in touch with the right people, they already know who I am. They already know, that I mean business. And, I've discovered that a lot of people, especially in that business with the child support people, they run into somebody that knows what they're doing. The ones who are smart, not the morons that they have working in the customer service area in New York City. You can't argue with those people, because those people are incredibly stupid. And I like to use a phrase, I believe it was from Mark Twain, and you can't win an argument with a stupid person, because they have way too much practice and they've been doing it way too long. So I can never win an argument with a stupid person. So anyway, I had to go to court last week on the 6th. The judge vacated the order. I had to go there. I had another, at this point, I'm not even sure why I'm still going, but I'm going because I fear if I don't go, this maniac in my case, who's still as nasty to me as ever, who's still as defiant as ever, that she could do whatever she wants. And we were in court last Wednesday, and my ex-wife, they were bending over backwards to help her, so they assigned her an attorney, and I was like, well, I want an attorney too. And the support magistrate was also like, well, there's a good chance, she's like, I'm probably not going to be assigned to this anymore. And I was like, oh, thank God. That's what I said in the room, I swear to God. I was like, thank God. Well, what happened with that was because I sent 2 or 3, I forget at this point, because you guys that used to see my counter with all the paperwork there, I should show you my envelope full of certified receipts. I have I'm not even lying, I have an envelope that thick with certified mail receipts. Okay? That's a lot. And I reached out to the supervising administrative judge in New York State, and I believe, and listen, I threaten to sue him too. At this point, I'm threatening to sue everybody. And because I have filed a lawsuit in federal court, which was, dismissed because they stonewalled me. I'll do a video on that one day. Show you, because I know I wasn't wrong. They didn't say that my rights weren't violated. They used some nonsense excuse to say they said that the federal court said they have no jurisdiction, which is hysterical. Anyway, she made a comment during the hearing that the administrative judge said whatever. It told me that they probably had enough with this woman, and they were going to move her off the case. So anyway, I had to meet this attorney on Friday at family court in Queens. And I know more about it than I know more about this stuff than she does. Okay. One day I have it audio recorded, and one day I'll take some bits and pieces of that and I'll play it for you guys. And she turned out not to be a bad person. You know, I'm just telling you. I remember I keep telling you guys. They don't know it. They're programmed. They just know how to do procedures. That's it. So, I was teaching her stuff. She had no idea half these things. Anyway, by the end of the our meeting, which was about an hour, she wound up liking me and respecting me. She even said that she goes, I'm impressed at the way you're able to cite the family court act from memory, and that was good. That because it's very uncomfortable dealing with lawyers because this is the problem I've had and why it's very difficult for me to hire an attorney. One, it's hard to trust them, but two, they don't like being told to do things. Okay, their famous line is, "Do you have a law license?" That's their famous line. There was a movie with Bill Murray in it. I think it was called Moonlight, whatever. But he's married to another lawyer, and every time they interact with people and people disagree with them, they just keep saying, "Excuse me, do you have a law license?" Like, so it's like that's so like the guy who wrote the script obviously was making fun of lawyers, and it's true. Anyway, they have a child support office on the 4th floor in Queens Family Court. So we went up there, and I had my attorney with me. It was nice. She was willing to help me because even though I have the order to vacate, and even though I went there on November 25th, you guys heard the audio, and I'm being thrown out of the office by that idiot. These people are defiant because they're incredibly stupid because they've never been arrested before. See, most things in life, a lot of these Supreme Court cases are because somebody always took these things a little farther. The reason why you have a Miranda rights, you have the right to remain silent, is because for forever, cops were violating people's civil rights. Like what you guys are going through, the guys out there whose driver's license is being suspended, and a couple of guys reached out to me over the weekend and sent me copies. It's outrageous. Basically, in order for you to get your driver's license back, they have you signing a confession and having you pay the money. That's illegal. That's outrageous. It's like, you're being accused of a murder and you just want to use the bathroom, but they won't let you use the bathroom unless you confess. It's a very simplistic, comparison, but that's basically what's going on. So we go up to the 4th floor, and the woman's completely rude. Then they looked at my name on the computer. Apparently, there's something on the computer next to my name. We go in this guy's office, some black guy, another arrogant guy, and he's like, "Well, because of something that's happened in the past, we're told we can't accept the court order." So I'm like, "Well, what part of a court order don't you guys understand?" And my attorney's like, "Excuse me, let me speak for you." So she goes into her lawyer mode and she's standing up next to the guy, and she's trying to use all her lawyer tricks. And basically, the guy was just like, "Well, we can't help you. You have to go into New York City and go to the customer service." And so what happened there? I just stood up and I said to the guy, I go, "Listen, you guys are in contempt of a court order." I go, "And that's illegal. And you're stealing my property in defiance of a court order." I said, "That's a crime." I said, "I'm a retired police officer." And I said, "Somebody will go to jail over this." And then I walked out. And his face kind of changed. And my attorney stayed there for like another 30 seconds. She came out, and what was good was she saw firsthand of what I was dealing with. I told her all the horror stories about how I lost my house, and she was sympathetic with me. They don't know a lot of these things, I'm telling you. So, I'm not bragging, but you guys are getting good information from me. You're getting good information from Ahmed Osiris and Wasil Bey, because I didn't have this information. I didn't find Ahmed Osiris till about a year and change, about a year and a half ago. And what his videos did was validate what I knew. I have another friend on YouTube. He's got a channel, Mike Gilligan. He's going through his battle with visitation. And he said to me the other night, he goes, it was, it's just nice to hear somebody else saying, like, all you need is encouragement, guys. If you're right, sometimes you just need to hear it from somebody else that you're right. Okay? And you could always win a fight if you're right. Okay, so now I'm finally going to get to my point now. Yesterday, I made a phone call in Albany. I reached out to this big supervisor there, and I got lucky. She answered the phone. And she's somebody that I threatened to sue. So they know exactly who I am. Yes, Mr. Wallman. Well, she tried a couple of her, the child support nonsense, but I was like, listen, you're a supervisor. Because they were like, well, we sent out those termination orders, but it's, Social Security, it takes so long. I'm like, no. Listen, you're a supervisor. I know you're going to pick up the phone and fix this. So make a long story short, she assured me that she was going to do that. Hung up the phone. I went up I was in my apartment. I was on the deck. And about 20 minutes later, I got a phone call. And it was from a woman, an Asian woman with a heavy accent, but she was super duper nice. And it turns out that she is here she is. Hui Jun Chen, Support Collections Unit Supervisor. And she was basically like, Mr. Wallman, I understand, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, yes. She's like, I was told to take care of your case. I'm like, yes. And she's like, I just want you to know that you have the right person working on your case. I couldn't believe it. Now, the point is, all these things that I'm telling you guys to do, to mail letters out, you got to make yourself known. You got to threaten these people. It pays off. It takes time. But after a while, you're going to break through. And she told me, I said, I have a support order. It's vacated. Oh, that's great. She's like, send it to me. And she's like, I'm going to start working on getting your money back. Now, I don't know how much money I'm going to get back, but that's another battle for another day. Remember, you got to chip away. Small wins. Then you win the war. All wars are not won in one day. They're little battles that win. Unless, America dropping the atomic bomb on Japan. But aside from that. So, here it is. So she emailed me a copy, right? Termination notice for support, Social Security Administration. Okay? This is it. Now, also, send me an email. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. This woman was so nice to me. It shows that if you get through, if you make enough noise, you can break through. It can be done. That's what I'm showing you right now. It can be done. Now, this is what I was ready to do yesterday. I was all ready to go into New York City and file 911 charges, especially after I walked out of that office on Friday with my attorney, where they were less like, now you're in defiance of a court order. Well, thankfully I don't got to do that right now. This is crazy. I might post this on Google Drive for everybody to read. It's very well done. But right now, where I'm on my way to the Social Security Administration. I'm going to drop this off there, and I should be free right now. Okay, this is a good sign. This was you can't get any better than a termination letter from child support. And by the way, they wouldn't give me this when I was dealing with the other knuckleheads in Manhattan. Now, because I knocked on the right doors, I threatened the right people. Now people know who I am, and they're taking notice. You could do the same thing, okay? Just do your work, okay? And this can be done, all right? This is proof positive right there. If you stick it out, it can be done. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day.